Hello, everybody. This is your boy 64 Gens here once again. And welcome to a video that I, for myself, thought I shouldn't have made. But it's something I have to do. Because, let me just give you a little bit of a backstory real quick. Most of you who are subscribed to this channel for the past few years know that I'm a big movie person. I love movies, and everybody has their favorite movie, right? Let's just start right there. And basically, mostly I'm listening to VHSs and DVDs before the pandemic had struck and hit us hard. It hit us so deep within that we thought that our normal lives were over. But then I saw a ray of light into thinking, why not just give up VHSs and DVD hunting and now just do Blu-ray, you know? And that is what I did. I know it was a little bit of a little, I know it was kind of like a little stupid backstory or whatnot, but that's how I'm not so sure if that's how I started up the whole entire thing. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I am doing this today is because I've been a Blu-ray collector for almost a year. Almost a year I've become a Blu-ray collector. Wow. And just look at the collection. Just look at the freaking collection right now. It's massive. And more is expected to come on the way. Like Soul and Wonder Woman 1984, Raya and the Last Dragon, Nomadland, The Holiday, National Security, Big Fish, which is getting a 4K release, by the way. I might be able to get it on 4K instead of just hunting for it on Blu-ray, just rambling around thrift stores, Amazon, trying to find a cheap copy. So, now let's get into the main topic within this video. So today, I thought I'd gather every single one of my Blu-rays and DVDs, but not only am I going to show you them, but I am going to show you on this video today my top 20, yes that's right, 20 favorites in the Blu-ray collection. What I mean by top 20 is basically the first 10 are going to be like honorable mentions that didn't make it into the top 10, and the rest of the top 10 is going to be like the best ones I've seen so far. Note that this is my own perspective opinion on what movies I like and what movies that I decided to not put in the top 10 just because. Basically, this is all my opinion. And if you don't agree with my top 10, I will respect your opinion as long as you respect mine. Okay, so without further ado, enough of me chit-chatting all the time, let's go ahead and get started. So, looking through the collection right now, it was tough, It was tough ranking all these up, There was just so many good ones. Like, there's Incredibles, there's Charlie's Angels, there's The Avengers, there's Aquaman, there's Beauty and the Beast, there's Doctor Strange, there's Bad Teacher, there's Mickey's Magical Christmas, there's Winnie the Pooh, there's Aladdin, there's Marvel, there's DC, there's Star Wars. There's everything, There's everything in the freaking collection, But not everything, so don't get too excited over that. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get started with the list right now. Starting off with number 20, ranking it at an honorable mention. Number 20, in my opinion, goes out to Anger Management. Anger management is pretty funny, but not too funny enough. Most of it was like focusing on what's the guy's name? Dave. This guy right here, Adam Sandler. It's mostly focusing on Dave taking anger management classes, and it kind of just felt a little bit boring at times, you know. And but it wasn't all that boring. At least I got to see Marissa Tomei, who I did not know was in this movie to begin with, you know. I first saw this movie on VHS, which is the copy I have right now, and later I decided to get the DVD. And yeah, this does have a Blu-ray release, so hopefully in the future I can might as well give this away and just exchange for the DVD. And yeah, technically. So number 20 goes to anger management. And the rest are like a tough choice as of right now, technically. So number 19. What's a good one for number 19? And these are basically the movies I saw. These are not basically movies that I just randomly pulled off store shelves just for collection purposes. These are movies that I saw. Okay? These are just movies that I saw. So out of every single one of these, I'm gonna have to give number 14 to, as soon as I can get it out. No, we're not at number 14. We're at number 19. So, this one was a tough one. I liked this one, but just the kid-friendly humor in it was just way too much. I can understand why it has a PG rating. So, number 19, number 19 goes to the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Yeah, like I said, all this whole ranking up stuff is just like hard right now, especially with me having like multiple ones that I've barely seen or seen for the first time. I mean, I did like the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. It's just that with the whole concept with like animated animation slash live action kind of reminded me of the whole Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing, you know, with the whole concept with 2D animation plus live action. It just felt too weird, you know. But anyway, SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, goes at number 19. And this one was like a really hard one to rank up as well too. But this one earns a spot at number 18. Not because it's my favorite Pixar movie of 2015, but it's officially in the list for, I don't know, just some random reason. And by saying Pixar movie of 2015, you obviously know what I'm talking about. I'm giving number 18 to Inside Out. Yes, the movie that basically takes you inside the mind, you know. I mean, I understand the whole thing with emotions or whatnot, or how your mind functions or whatnot. It kind of teaches a much more valuable lesson on how your mind is working. And moving can be a difficult part of growing up, like how Riley and her family were struggling to get along in San Francisco, and the emotions not being their usual selves because they moved or whatnot. And yeah, it's exactly why I give this at a number 18. Not because it's like my favorite Pixar movie of 2015. It's basically because I've seen more inside body movies like Osmosis Jones, you know. I've seen Better Days. Okay, and now we're into number 17. Ooh. I really did not want to rank this up. I mean, this was half funny, half weird at the same time. I just really don't know, man. I mean, yeah. I guess I could just show it right now, just get it over with. So, deserving the spot on number 17. I think we're at number 17, yeah. So, number 7, I'm going to have to give number 17 to The Sweetest Thing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Sweetest Thing. The film that has my new favorite actress, Cameron Diaz, in it. I didn't put this in number 17 just because it has Cameron Diaz in it. I just put it because the whole thing kind of almost reminded me of a Mean Girls like concept minus the high school. It just kind of reminded me of Mean Girls all over again. Which to be frank here, I don't have the movie on Blu-ray. And the reason why I put this in number 17 is also an obvious reason why I put this in number 17. Where's the Blu-ray? Where's the Blu-ray for The Sweetest Thing? I mean, really, come on, Sony. Get your heads out of your asses and release The Sweetest Thing on Blu-ray, for crying out loud. I'm tired of waiting. But yeah, Sweetest Thing, pretty funny, pretty decent, I don't blame Cameron Diaz for this. She did great, but just the whole thing with it kind of reminded me of like a Mean Girls transcript or something. It's why it deserves a number 17, All right, now ranking it. Okay, now for number 16. Oof. I really did not want to put this in the list, but I have to anyways, because oh man, everybody's gonna hate me because of this. So number 16. We're at number 16 now. I gotta turn on the light here. There we go. So number 16 again was a tough choice, and that spot for number 16, I have to give it to Marvel's The Avengers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have to give number 16 to Marvel's The Avengers because it's almost like an overrated MCU movie, along with Captain America Civil War. The reason why this movie is like so overrated, in my opinion, is basically because of this scene right here. People use that scene to doodle around it, make the main Avengers look like their Infinity War looks. Minus Hawkeye. I think like Hawkeye was like in his concept Ronin look. I think it was like a comic look, I guess. And then they took the design again and recreated as in an Endgame type of thing, Yeah. So this one, number 16. Not because it's like a great movie. It is a great movie. I really enjoyed the movie when I saw it in theaters for the first time. But the whole thing with the scene with the Avengers assembling being so overused that it creates like a concept Infinity War / Endgame fan art is just weird. Assumingly, it's just so weird. I can say that for an absolute fact. All right, and now for number, I think we're at 15, right? Yeah, we're at number 15. Okay, number 15. Ooh, this one is a really hard one, As I go through the list, it's like harder and harder by the second, figuring out, which one deserves the right spot, It's almost that thing, something like that. Okay, now basically, I don't have this movie on Blu-ray, but I'm just going to spare you the detail anyway on what it is. It's Wonder Woman 1984. I know. The movie has not come out on Blu-ray just yet, but it's going to next week, Basically, why I put Wonder Woman 1984 on number 15 is because the movie was a little bit corny. I'm just going to say that. The movie felt like it was so corny that, get ready for this. And this is actually true. The movie, when I first watched the movie on digital, on I think it was like day after Christmas Day, because why I wasn't watching it because I was watching Cars, the movie. The reason why I was uh, watching that, I mean, while I was watching that, like halfway through the film, I fell asleep. I just felt like the movie was a little bit too corny, for me. But it has its perks. I don't blame the actors, Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig. You guys did fantastic on the movie, but just the whole concept felt like a little bit weird. That's what I'm saying. So number 15, Wonder Woman 1984. All right, now for number 14. Ooh, this one is hard. Once again, all these movies are good, but they're just ranked up as my own opinion. And I think this one is like the obvious choice for number 14. In case if you've watched me say the quote, blank played it better on Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and House of Flying Daggers. You guessed it, Mulan. Yeah, the whole thing with recreating Disney movies into live action just felt like so useless nowadays. And now they're making a live action Cruella, which I hope is going to be PG-13, by the way. So, where do I start with Mulan? Oh yeah, delays. Delayed to July 24th. Delayed again to August 12th. And finally, released on Disney Plus on September. That's why it felt like I should have put it in number 14. It was gonna be like in the top five or whatnot because of how impressive it was. When I first saw the trailer in theaters, I think it was I think it was like in front of the live action Lion King that I saw it on. I kind of just felt like that the whole thing with live action Disney remakes was just mm-mm, no, no way. It's so overused, you know. First you had First you had 101 Dalmatians. I was about to say Alice in Wonderland, but no. 101 Dalmatians was the first ever live action Disney remake. And now you're making Cruella. What the hell? I hope it's gonna be good. I hope it's gonna be like in the top 10. I'm expecting it to be in the top 10 of how good it is, but you know, we have our own opinions sometimes. So, Mulan, live action, number 14. Moving on in the collection, now we're in number 13, and it's getting a little bit more better, because, yeah, it's getting more better at times. Okay, so for number 13, sorry. So, for number 13, this movie did not get as much popularity as it much did, but I feel like it deserves popularity. I feel like this movie deserves something more. So, and it's really interesting to say the least. And too bad that this one does not have a sequel to it. The live action version does have a sequel. If you don't know what I mean, then let me just tell you all. So, I am giving number 13 to Sleeping Beauty. This film is so underrated. It's like next to Robin Hood, The Great Mouse Detective. It's such an underrated Disney princess movie. And it needs something more better. It needs more popularity. I mean, when I first saw this movie on I think it was like on Cody that I first saw it for the first time, I felt like, God, this movie really needs something more interesting. I don't get it why many people just turn this movie down, and for other movies like Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Tangled, um, Frozen, Brave. Brave is also an underrated Pixar movie. It didn't make it on the list, by the way. I just spoiled it. Anyways, yeah. Sleeping Beauty deserves more. That's why I'm putting it at like number 13. So yeah. Alright. Now that we got that out of the way, now is for number 12. I think are we in 12? I'm not so sure. Oh yeah, we are in 12. So, this movie, I first got this when I was obsessed. I mean, no, not obsessed. I mean, getting to know Cameron Diaz's life in Hollywood or whatnot. And this one really blew me. Note, I got this one before I saw There's Something About Mary. And that movie is What Happens in Vegas. This one is not so bad, really. It's not too bad, you know. It's not too bad, but I'm basically just saying this one deserves more better. I mean, also Ashton Kutcher. I did not know he was in this film. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. It's a pretty interesting one, and it all makes sense that partially of it takes place in like Las Vegas or something. I mean, I can understand why it says what happens in Vegas, you know. So yeah, What Happens in Vegas deserves a spot in number 12. Okay, now moving on to number 11. The final honorable mention that I can ever give out on a movie. And for the next 10 is going to be like some movies that were just like, oh my god, these were great, you know? I want to see this one again, all that stuff, yada 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 yada. This one is such an underrated Christmas movie, and I feel like it deserves more better. You know, I mean, these actors and these celebrities, they really nailed their roles, you know. And this movie did have bad reviews, and do I care? No. I feel like that there's something that needs to be explained more about this movie. I feel like there needs to be an explanation why this movie is so underrated. And it's a freaking Christmas movie, for God's sake. That movie is The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. Such an underrated Christmas movie, you know. I like how the whole thing was basically like talking about the Nutcracker and all that. And basically like the origins of the Nutcracker. And the villain, Sugar Plum Fairy. Great one, you know. I mean, whew. I was shocked for the first time when I saw this movie for the first time and figured that the Sugar Plum Fairy was the main antagonist. During the scene where she assembles the toy soldiers to destroy the other three realms, you know. Although, what was the realm that she was living in? No. It's the one where it was the castle. It was the castle where she made them. Yeah, it was heart-stopping to me, you know. It was heart-stopping. I mean, I just kind of felt like that more needs to be explained about this movie. More needs to be explained about this. And that's why I'm putting The Nutcracker in the Four Realms in spot number 11. The final honorable mention. Okay, now moving on. Now, the next 10 are going to be movies that I loved, really. I mean, I just sat through, eyes open, wide awake, because usually I watch my movies at night, you know, the whole movie night thing. Okay, starting off with one of my newest favorites. So, I keep on hearing people say that this was that actress's role that made her acting skills go up a notch. Not only that she was introduced in a movie before this, But this one is like off the charts, you know. People kept telling me, "Oh, you gotta see this one. You gotta see this one, even if you're obsessed with this actress." I'm just gonna show it to you before I go on any further. It's There's Something About Mary. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's something about Mary. Yes, because there's something about why I put this on there. I was trying to crack a joke a little bit about the movie, but about the movie title I meant, but whew, what comes to show, you know? Okay, so where do I start with this movie, man? Ooh, ever since I saw like Charlie's Angels and all that stuff, I felt like head over heels with the actresses. You know, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, you know the rest. Until the reboot came along, which I still hate. But good thing I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know why I own the Blu-ray of it now, for some reason. So, I have an interesting story to tell about that one, though. About There's Something About Mary. So, in case if you all are not aware of this whole thing already with Cameron Diaz, well, basically, people keep on telling me that to watch There's Something About Mary. That's like a friend request or something. That's what I like to call it. I like to call it like a friend request, basically. And then I just didn't bother with There's Something About Mary. That is until I bought The Sweetest Thing on DVD. And then I went back to the thrift store the week after, and then bought Bad Teacher and What Happened in Vegas. Then after that, I bought In Her Shoes, and after that, I bought There's Something About Mary. And I finally have the movie in my possession now. Yeah. And There's Something About Mary is like Cameron Diaz's film that not only was she first introduced in The Mask, in the movie, she really took her acting skills up a notch, you know. First, this is The Mask right here. And There's Something About Mary is up there, you know. It takes her to new heights, you know. It's basically, just a mind blower, you know. So, There's Something About Mary marks number 10. Okay, and the next final 9 are gonna be pretty damn easy. So, for number 9, this one is a classic, you know. This one will always be a classic, and officially, it's like a 4-in-1, you know. I mean, it's just a 4-in-1. So basically, I count this 4-in-1 as like as one. It's a 4-in-1. So number 9 goes to all 4 Toy Story films. These were my childhood right here, especially the first one right here. I usually watch this on like a daily basis or something when I come home from school. Like I just basically grab Toy Story, pop it in my DVD player, and sit back and watch as Woody and the toys, Buzz, Jesse, and the others, they just frolic around, have a good time, and just learn what it's like to be a toy, you know? That isn't until Toy Story 3 came along with the whole anticlimactic scene where they're all about to fall in the dumpster. Really anticlimactic, you know? Yeah. Really, really anticlimactic. And I don't blame it, you know? I don't blame it at all. So yeah, Toy Story films, 1, 2, 3, 4, downright awesome. Number 9 on the list. All right, now to number 8. So, and this is another double. This is like another more than one film type of thing. This is actually a 2-in-1, you know. These are so overrated, you know. I take back what I said about Avengers. This is the new overrated movie, you know. Basically all that stuff. It's just so interesting, that something that grosses millions of dollars in the box office comes out with a sequel because of overpopularity. And those movies are the two Frozen films, Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. Boy, I loved Frozen. Note, I did not see the first Frozen in theaters. How I got into that is because I saw Frozen 2 and my obsession just grew. I'm mostly in it for Elsa, by the way. And basically, nonetheless, it's just that, the obsession for, I mean, I've been made fun a couple times for just liking Frozen or whatnot, and people were pointing at me, laughing at me, and you know what? I just don't care. It's just a damn movie, bros. Why can't you just accept the fact that a man like me likes a movie made for girls? What's up with that? It's the thing with freaking harassment. It's like walking the streets around New York City getting harassed by catcallers like, "Hey baby, smile, you look beautiful today." Why don't the big guys step in and do something? Anyways, that's why I put both Frozen films in number 8. Oh man, I think I've said a lot, didn't I? Okay, next one. Number 7. Ooh. Number 7 was hard. It was hard to just basically just rank up all these movies. Again, all of them are my favorite. I like them all. And yeah, it's just, ooh, we have our own opinions, don't we? So, for number 7, this movie changed the way we see black culture forever. And I know I might sound a little bit racist when I said black culture. I do apologize in advance if any of you were offended with what I said. But this movie, I wasn't even expecting this movie to win an Oscar for freaking, what's it called? I think like best feature, I guess. I don't know, to be honest. This was like in freaking 2019 when the Oscars were going on or whatnot. Now they're coming back again with the Oscars 2020 or 2021. I honestly hope Soul wins for best original score. I did like the music there. Okay, without further ado, let's show what movie deserves and it belongs in spot number 7. Okay, and spot number 7 goes to Black Panther. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, where do I begin with this movie? Whew. The theater was packed. It was a full house. It was a freaking full house. Full house theater. No socially distant. Note this was in 2018. I was kidding about the whole socially distant part. Boy, Black Panther, man, such a great movie. Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman. Oh my God, bro, this movie changed the way I see comic book heroes ever in my life. And I just threw the Blu-ray out of amusement. Whew. Sorry about that. I just get so worked up over these awesome movies, man. I mean, come on. Give the people a chance. It actually just shows how not only that us, I don't know, man. I just thought about something, but then I just lost it for some reason. Dude, this movie made me change the way I was. Freaking Wakanda forever, man. Freaking Wakanda forever. That's all I have to say. Wakanda forever. And also, Chadwick Boseman, if you're hearing this, man, above in heaven, Rest in peace, dude. You will be missed. Ooh, kind of sucked that he had to pass. He passed. Cancer's a bitch, you know. Cancer's a total bitch. All right, now the final spot before the top five. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting there, you know. We're getting there. I just feel so pumped up already talking about these favorite movies, these funny moments with you all. Ooh, it just feels awesome, you know? It's talking to some nerdy geeks or whatnot who do the same thing I do. And yeah, don't forget, Blu-ray collecting is not a job. It's a hobby. And I love hobbies. So, for number 6, before we go into the top 5, this one was difficult, you know. This one was extremely, extremely difficult to rank up. But, whew, the classics in this, just really rise up the charts, you know. I really enjoyed this one. I became obsessed with this princess. Ooh, I became obsessed with this princess when I was young, you know. I always felt like that she was coming in my life, you know. I loved everything within it. They did a good job on the animation. Surprisingly, this took place in like the 1950s or something when the movie was released. And the movie Cinderella, the original classic. Bro, where do I begin? Man, so good. Loved everything within it. It kind of has like an underrated song, that Cinderella song, Your Dreams Will Come True. And it has an Oscar nominated Bippity Boppity Boo thing, but put that aside. Put that aside, you know. I'm just in it for the movies, man. I'm just in it for the freaking movies. Whew. I have nothing else to say, you know. Alright, now we're going into the top 5. Man, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting there. Whew. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to wrap everything up with the top 5. And the top 5 is basically movies that I technically do enjoy, that I felt like I really want to be part of this film so badly. I should have been part of it, you know? Where am I at? I basically felt that way, you know? Whether I saw these movies in theaters, and I'm knocking stuff over again. These ones were so good, you know? I mean, it's pretty obvious why they're so good. You know, it's always gotta be something. To start things all off with number 5, pretty great one, you know? First one, great. Second one, great. Should have been part of it, you know? I always felt like I should be part of something, you know? Okay, those movies are both Charlie's Angels and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Never replace the main actresses. I'm talking to you, Sony. I'm talking to you, Sony. Sony, I'm talking to you. I'm just talking to you, Sony. Never give us this again. Never give us that again. Give us this. Not this. Give us this. Whew, the action, man. The, the sensuality. Wow. The comedy, the action. Oof. And the villain, and the second one was a lot more better, you know? I mean, I know it sucks or whatnot, but oof. This film also has, like, Bernie Mac in it, bro. Who I did not know passed away, you know? I think it was like back in like 2000, August of 2008, you know, when he passed away. I was really young back then. I was probably like 6 years old. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. Charlie's Angels, great movie. Loved it a lot. Again, Sony, bad, good. Remember that. I felt like I criticized myself a lot. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're moving on to number 3. Where did I put? Oh, there you are. Okay, number 3. I mean, no, number 4. Sorry, number 4. Before I say about this movie, everyone shut up. I love this movie. Even though it has a lot of bad reviews on it, I freaking love this movie. And it's the reason why I got into this actress, the main actress, in the first place. And that movie is Bad Teacher. Shut up. I freaking love the movie. Cameron Diaz, Justin Timberlake, Jason Segel, boy. Ooh, my boy, man. And I did not know Justin Timberlake was in this, you know. And legit, man. I loved the whole thing about how it's like someone who needs money for a surgery or something, and then has to be forced to get into a teacher's job, and ooh, man, just the whole thing. Wow, just made me laugh my ass off, you know. Especially the whole scene with the dodgeball scene where the teacher asked the student a question about I think they were reading To Kill a Mockingbird, which, to be mindful, I never read. And then she waits for an answer, but then gets impatient, cuts him off, and throws the dodgeball at him. Dude, that made me laugh my ass off, you know. And especially the whole thing with Jason Segel coming in and correcting her and basically having the kid throw the dodgeball back at her and just boom, it hits her again. That made me laugh, you know. Freaking love this movie. Okay, again, Bad Teacher, number 4, my opinion, shut up. And if I did offend you in any other way, I do apologize. I just get so criticizable when it comes to different opinions about certain movies or something. It's almost like that one time when Thor Ragnarok came out on DVD. I had a debate with one of my friends from high school. He said he saw Black Panther in theaters, and I go like, Thor Ragnarok is the best MCU movie ever. And then he goes like, Black Panther is the best MCU movie ever. And then I wrapped up the whole situation like, let's just agree that we have different opinions. And that is what I said. Alright, now, moving on. These movies are great, you know. I felt like the first one, there should have been a sequel for the first one when I first saw it. And here we are, we finally have a sequel. And I don't know if they're even going to make a third one of this, you know. It's just a matter of time before they do. And that is both of the Incredibles, Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2. Incredibles 1 was great, you know. I love the whole thing about a superhero family living life together or whatnot. And, ooh, it's something such, you know. And then, all that. And the villain, of course, Syndrome. Always be remembered, man, you know. And of course we have the sequel too, which is also as good as the first one, you know. But it has that lack of villainry, you know. You know, with the screenslaver and all that stuff. Even though that the screenslaver is actually really Evelyn, I think is her name. And yeah, Evelyn, yeah, that's her name. So again, Incredibles and Incredibles 2. Number 3. Okay, now to kick everything off with number 2, you know. Oh, and we're nearing the end. This one is so good, you know. The animation is so freaking lit, you know. It almost feels like that it's almost like a live action movie or something. I really love the animation within this movie. Here it is, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie, Oh, and also this movie is an Academy Award nominee for Best Animated Feature. It says nominee, but it won for Best Feature, you know. Just wow, ladies and gentlemen, just wow. I'm speechless over this movie. My throat hurts already for talking too much. Again, perfect introduction to Miles Morales. Hopefully they do that in the MCU, you know. I don't have a lot to say about that movie. I just think it's great, you know. It's great that it deserves an Academy Award for what it's done. Legit business right there. Ooh, just, ugh, man. Okay, finally, number one. Oh, and also, wait, before I do number one, I want to give out some more honorable mentions to things that did not make it to the list. I'm just not going to show you the movies. I'm just going to show you them. I'm just going to say what titles, um, did not make it to the list, but are also pretty good movies, you know. So, starting things all off with Men in Black, Maleficent, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, Lilo and Stitch, Finding Nemo, Pacific Rim Uprising, Christopher Robin, Wreck-It Ralph 1 and 2, Cars, Moana, Doctor Strange, Beauty and the Beast, Pete's Dragon, The Jungle Book live action, and The Jungle Book 1 and 2, the live action Cinderella, the Walt Disney Short Films collection. I don't think that counts though, right? I just don't think so. The Princess and the Frog, Up, Disney Nature Earth, Mulan and Mulan 2, the animated version, Deadpool, Avengers Infinity War, the live action Lion King, Olaf's Frozen Adventure, the animated Lion King, Sonic the Hedgehog, Birds of Prey, Becky, Onward, Soul, what's a good one? The New Mutants, I still haven't seen that one yet. And as for the other ones that I do not have on Blu-ray, more honorable mentions goes out to The Holiday, National Security, Big Fish, Vanilla Sky, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, Beavis and Butthead, Do America, what's another good one? Domestic Disturbance, Crossroads, The Wedding Planner, A Knight's Tale, Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Tobey Maguire, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, the Annabelle trilogy, Annabelle 1, 2, and 3, The Conjuring 2, Finding Dory, Captain America Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, I said Thor Ragnarok already, Thor the Dark World, Little Black Book, Aladdin, Something's Gotta Give, Riding in Cars with Boys, Lilo and Stitch, The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland, Narnia, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, the first Thor movie, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Mary Poppins Returns, Aquaman, Bumblebee, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and finally, Star Wars, Jumanji, and Cop and a Half New Recruit. Those are the only other movies that did not make it onto the list. I'm sorry, they're just not. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the final one on the list. Number one. Let's see how much percent we have. I'm going to have to charge later. So, number one on the list. This one, best one ever, you know. It beat Avatar in the box office, but then it reclaimed its throne this month. I just hope that it gets a re-release soon, so that way we'll see this movie as the highest grossing movie again, and literally nothing else beats this movie. Best one yet, should have won an Oscar, best one I ever seen and owned in the collection. And that one is... Avengers Endgame. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That's all I got to say about this movie, you know? Freaking wow. Just wow with this movie. Nothing else to say. Perfect way to wrap up an epic genre, road to Infinity War, all that stuff. Nothing beats out that movie, you know? Endgame, #1. Even though Avatar's still like a box office success now. But other than that, yeah. Endgame, #1. Okay. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking for like 50 minutes already. My throat is already dry. I'm gonna go get a glass of water, charge my camera here before I have to record more episodes of Beatrice's Reaction. All that stuff. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, wow. I've said way too much about all these movies. Thank you all so much for watching. And again, this is based off my opinion. And if you guys have like a top 10 or a top 20, whatever movies you have, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I've always liked to read your comments, especially Mr. Ferguson's comments, because it's always about the transcripts. Wink. So, that'll do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really need to take a rest from talking too much. Alright, until next time, it's your boy 6264 Gens signing you off.